Hello and welcome back to Haven and Hearth. We are down in the mines here, and as you can see, I finished building the little palisade around the mine holes. I haven't finished the full palisade yet, but you can see I'm pretty close. Obviously stuff is being blocked, so that's not too big of an issue. Especially since I still haven't actually seen any people. But we're down here in our mines. The steak has finished drying and is active and is slowly gaining presence. As I earn LP from the various curiosities I'm studying, I do have those toy chariots once again, so those are going as well. But as you can also see, I put a cheese rack down here because if you recall, the mine, which is part of the reason I secured it, is one of the places for letting cheese mature. We'll say it that way. Age was the correct term. But we are ready to do that. So I believe it starts something that starts with an A. I don't remember is the type of cheese, but it will take something like 59 real world hours to mature. So we're just going to go ahead and get it started. We probably won't see it this episode. I somehow doubt it's too. If it takes me that long, that means I've missed the upload time. So we go ahead. We'll just stick our sheep cheese in there and let it start aging. Alright, so we're obviously not ready to do too much else down here. I'm going to have to clear at least all of this tin out, I think, which that's perfectly fine. Of course, I do need to finish securing before I will feel comfortable, clearing out the ore like that. If people are going to come in and try and take my ore through one of these other holes, they can darn well work for it. Other than that, we will end up needing a bunch more wood to finish our palisade, which isn't too big of an issue. I'm clearing my throat a lot this morning. First, I'm talking first thing in the morning. How is that a thing? Alright, so we are going to need more wood, which means that since we already have Druidic Right, I believe it is finally time. Oh, yeah, I had some dried bat wings here. And I got these other things. I'm just kind of clearing stuff out of the herbalist table because we are going to need it. We are going to need it in order to. Okay, I can't put some of these in there. There we go. In order to grow some new trees and things like trees. So let's take a quick peek. Now, obviously, these trees are all, well, almost all, but there's trees here that are basically already high enough quality that me trying to grow them is only going to drag them down. So we're not going to be doing any of those. But you know what we can do? We can get ourselves a fruit tree of some sort. Let's take a look. I've been saving a bunch of the cores and seeds. There's the red apples, but I think the last thing I need right now is more con, right? Yeah, my constitution is up there. Okay, charisma is technically my highest, but constitution is right behind it, so I don't really need that. And if I really did, I could just make bread. You can say I've been eating a bunch of stuff. I really gotta take the extra time to let my hunger level come down, but I just know I'm gonna need more strength because we've got some mining to do, and we need to do it on level 2. We're not gonna do it just yet, but it is coming. So there's pears, sorb apples. I think that was charisma, which I definitely don't need. Where were the green apple cores? Now those are perception, and when I used them in the fruit sorbet, they were given int. So that seems like a good one to start with. I don't know why I came outside. I'm not ready for outside yet because I need a tree planter's pot. I have two that are both 32, well 31.6, which I think is both of them, right? Yeah. So there's that. We can do two things. I think the second thing I'm going to do, even though I'm not quite ready for it yet, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to go ahead and grab one of... You know what? We'll grab the poppy caps. I could have grabbed the poppy caps. I could have grabbed the ghost pipe. There are so many ghost pipes down there. But the poppy caps are a little less everywhere. And I think they take longer to grow anyway, so starting them sooner is probably a good idea. All right, so we are going to need 4 soil for each pot. We have this nice 48 mulch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so that we have enough for 2 of them. And we're still going to get a little bit more out of this, which is good. We have our quality 50 water right here. So let's go through this. We put 4 of the mulch in the pot. We now have our soil 4 of 4. We need 1 liter of water in each, so we can just click it on there, and it fills. Excellent. Now, what was the quality on this bench? This bench was the higher of the 2, I recall. 29. That one's 18. All right, so we want our 29. We are going to take our poppy caps and our green apple core, and we'll plant them. I'll do that in a moment. So, you have the quality of the pot, the quality of the soil, the quality of the water, the quality of the bench, and then, and of course the quality of the starting seed. And then, on top of all of that, there is still the standard farming, fluctuation based on exact time that you put it on. So, that's a thing too. I have had it where even stacking all of the odds in my favor, the quality still ended up 1 less. So, it is possible. It is very unlikely with this, because these are both base 10. I don't think it'll go really below that, so. And if it does, no big loss, we have more of the base 10s to go with. The more likely scenario is that the seeds simply won't sprout. But let's get them planted. Just click them in like that, and then quickly get them onto our herbalist table. Boom, boom. Now, this is going to take about an hour and a half. At the end of that hour and a half, we'll eventually see the little gray timer on these. It's a really long time, so it's not going to show up right away. At the end of that hour and a half, they will either sprout or fail. This is the reason why we wanted the Druidic Rite, is because between that and Forestry, it bumps up our chances for them to sprout successfully. If they sprout, then you have roughly 8 hours to take it off the table and plant it. So this is very time sensitive, although the time scales are very large. It does mean, there you go, you can see the little gray just starting to tick. It does mean that if you sleep 8 hours at night, you can do this immediately before going to bed, put it in the thing, wake up in the morning, and then be like, oh, good, I have time. I still have an hour, hour and a half to plant things. So we're going to let that go. Maybe that'll be done by the end of the episode. Depends on how much I pause. All right, what else do I got going on? Well, I don't necessarily know exactly what else I need to be doing. I do need to build that palisade, but you've seen me doing that a bunch. How is our farm stuff looking? Yep, those sheep are still sheep, that's for sure. And more importantly, they don't have any lambs yet. Alright, so we actually now have all of our locations except the cellar, which we don't currently have. So we've got our outdoor one here. I built a new indoor one, and I built that one in the mine level. So we've got 3, actual 3 cheese racks now. We still could use the 4th. Oh, it is spring, by the way. It is the 6th day of the 1st month, so that is all good. We are getting some of these colt's feet. Nope, no more attention than I have. Okay. I do need to get my int up, that is for sure. I should probably bake some of those blueberry pies. But I'm not going to worry about it this exact second. Alright. I'm going to work on that palisade for a little bit and try to come up with what else to do, because between the trees and the cheese, that's about all I really had planned. So I will be back after doing some of these mundane tasks, like taking out this chicken, and not worry too much about a bunch of these other things. Alright, I'll be back in a few after I get a bunch of this random stuff kind of taken care of. See you then. Alright, I am back. I've done a bit of work on the palisade down the, mine level, but I kind of realized that we are rapidly running into a point where we desperately need hard metal. Now, this anvil here is made of bronze. That's a hard metal. That's fine. We found this, which is fine because there's no requirement to discover the anvil. I do, however, still need a hammer to go with it if I want to make any of the stuff that you can be made from hard metal. And of course, I have to discover any of the hard metals before any of the things unlock, including the cellar, which is what we need in order to make more and better cheeses. So I am going to need to find copper. I have plenty of tin. There is all kinds of tin right underneath us. But I need bronze. But I need copper in order to make bronze. Now, the thing about copper is the ores that you get copper from don't start spawning until mine level 2. Not a big deal. We have a mine hole that goes down to level 2. The problem is going to be finding it. There is a really annoying solution. It is something called rust root extract. In order to make that, we got to use our cauldron over here. We need one of the clay pots, easy enough to make, and we need rust root. Well, we don't have any rust root. So I just went and spent a bunch of the learning points on leveling up my exploration. It was 10. I bought 20 levels of it, got myself down to very few learning points left. We're up to 30. So between the 30 exploration and the 36 perception, we're up over 1,000 combined, because it does perception times exploration. You need at least 500 to start finding rust root, and fortunately, rust root is one of those things that simply is available every season. It's difficult in winter because it only spawns on places that aren't snowy, but it is every season availability. You just have to have enough of the perception exploration in order to find it. So, we're going to need to wander off into the wilderness. Is that some right there? I was about to be like, oh, I need to go away and blah, blah, blah. But I think, so there is... I'm going to pick that. That is something in the way, I think. Oh, no, that was mandrake root. Okay, I see. I saw the thing there, and I thought it was like two forageables right on top of each other. I'm not sure what to do with mandrake root. I don't think... Oh, there's a boar that way. Let's not go that way. That's a silly way. Alright, so, as I was saying, I am going to start wandering around, trying to find it. I think it sticks mostly to the forest-type areas rather than the plains-type areas. So I'm going to just kind of search, see if I can't find any, and be back once I have hopefully found some in what is hopefully going to be a short period of time. So we'll see how well that works out. I shall be... Oh, never mind. I said I was going to be right back, but then some popped up right there. That is rust root, which you can see on the mini-map down in the corner there easier than you can see on the thing right here. Right there it is. Boom. Rust root. Quality 19 rust root. Now we can make our rust root extract. I am just going to kind of poke my nose around here just a little bit, because this is now a proven area that spawns it. It is one of these forested areas like I thought it was. Just going to do a quick look around here. See if I can't find another nearby. They don't really spawn in clusters. It is random, but they do spawn based on terrain. So, since I'm in a large patch of this terrain, it only makes sense to me to take a quick peek around. Nope, that's not it. Alright. I'm not seeing any more, but that's okay. We just need the one for the moment. We'll probably need more before we're said and done. I'm going to pick up that log because I am still working on that palisade, and a free fallen log that I don't have to cut a tree down for sounds pretty good to me. All right, let me just drop this somewhere. Yeah, there's good. Boom. All right. So I have a clay pot already. It's a really low quality one, but the quality of the pot doesn't matter. I don't think there's anything where the quality of the pot matters. I'm going to put that mandrake root away. I don't know what to use it for, but we found it, so might as well hang on to it. The only thing that would stop me from just hanging on to it is if it, expired like brimstone or something, but I don't think it does that. It's possible, but... Alright, there it is. There's our clay jar. Alright, so we got our clay jar. We got our rust root. We're going to need some matches. I'm onto one of the new boxes of matches already. Oh, which reminds me, where did I put it? I had found... Oh, it's over there. While I was out a-wandering, I found a entire barrel full of tar. It's only quality 10, but, I mean, that is a whole lot of matches I can make. So, the next time I decide to go in the general direction of the brimstone, I'll just go pick up all the brimstone that's available and make some more matches. Alright, why am I heading this way? I need to go over to the cauldron. Alright, so since we just discovered rust root, we can follow the green, craft, processing and materials, rust root extract. Bam. And see, it only shows the water and the rust root because that's all that matters in the recipe, but you have to have a jar to put it in. So, rust root extract allows you to prospect for minerals in the cave level below you. The direction of ores within range of the extract will be revealed when the extract is used. The range of the extract increases with its quality. So you want high quality rust root extract. Obviously, we're going to get some increase from our cauldron and the water therein, because both of them are higher than the root itself. So let's do this. Alright, just like so. Click the button. We got our rust root extract. Excellent. Doesn't count as a discovery, but, not everything is going to be perfect. Alright, so we'll put that out. Alright, now, that gave us 4 doses of rust root extract. Now, let me put the matches away. There we go. Okay. So, if I were to use this here, it would tell me what the tile directly below me is, if there is any. It might be like, oh, there's nothing below you, because if I had it cleared out. And it will, within whatever radius it has, it is quality 21.5, so whatever radius it decides that means, if there is any type of metal ore, it will give a little like pie-shaped thing around you, and it'll have a little slice in the direction of the vein of whatever ore it found, if it finds one. Otherwise, it'll be like there's no ore in range. So if I were to use it here, it would probably tell me there was nothing below me, and that there was something just over here, like over here. Kind of pointed that general direction because there is tin there. However, we are not looking for the tin. We are looking for copper. So we are going to need to go down a level, and we are going to need to try and find something there. Now, I know that there's a big empty area right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come roughly here, which I think is still going to be empty open space, but this should give us a slightly better chance, I think. So what we'll do is we will... There we go. We right-click and we prospect. There appears to be soda light directly below, and since it's not giving me a ring, there's no ore in range. So that means we'll have to move further away. So let's kind of head up our sneaky path here. And this is where it starts to get annoying, and why I said it was, a annoying way of finding things. Alright, so we're going to come about here. I don't know what the actual range is, but we only have 3 doses left, so let's try this again. Prospect. There appears to be soapstone directly below, and it's showing me this direction for something. Which is probably why someone started carving this tunnel to try and find whatever it is. Because if I can stand directly on top of whatever it is, then I'll know what it is. So let's kind of do this. That direction, there's arc rows directly below. So it's going to be off in this direction, whatever it is. So if we open up our big map, here is our mine hole. And somewhere roughly around here-ish is going to be whatever ore deposit it is. Now, we can't walk there, so we can't figure out what it is before going down. So now we're going to have to figure out where this is in comparison to our mine hole once we go down a level, which is annoying. So we're going to just kind of take a quick little run back. And I would just Hearth and go down, but honestly, at this point, it's, 6 of one, half dozen of another. I might as well just walk down. And unfortunately, since the rust root only detects stuff below, we won't be able to use it down there to try to find it. It would be detecting stuff on level 3, which we don't even have a hole to. So, should I stop and grab my shield? You know what? That would have been a good reason to Hearth instead. Because now I'm going to have to run and grab my shield. Alright, let's grab my shield, and then we'll go down. I'll drop off the rust root extract since we're not going to really be using it. Alright, where? No, I don't want to. We'll shove you in here. Alright, now where's my shield? There's my shield. Alright, I should not need my bone saw. I will need my wooden round shield. Alright. Let's head down and try to figure out the roughly where. Alright, so it's going to be in this area. So it's going to be in this area. Which is roughly that direction. The direction of that stump from here. It's going to be roughly there. Looks like somebody started carving out in that general direction, which is probably good. Yeah. Alright, so somebody kind of started going this way. So we have a general direction to go in, but we don't know what we're going to find because we could not get on top of it. We don't know what type of ore it is. It could be more tin. It could be lead. It might be something that only gives iron, and we can't use it yet because our current furnace doesn't, won't be able to smelt it because iron starts down on this level as well. But I think on level 2 specifically, copper is more common, specifically because of this problem. So I'll start working on that off camera at some point. But that doesn't necessarily solve our issue, but it might solve our issue. So it's our best bet at the moment. Because if we can get some copper to go with all of this tin, we don't really need to worry too much about our hard metal issues. Because there are very few things that specifically require iron. And we have to get the bronze before we can get the iron anyway, because we need the bigger, better batter or smelter. But that does give me something to do, something more to do off camera. Because you don't need to see me poking around mining, like you've already seen me do down on the level 1. How are you guys doing? You're over halfway there. I think what I'm going to do is I will pause up and we will come back once these have completed their cycle and see whether or not they sprout. And that'll be a good way to end the episode. Doing a little bit of nature work here. I don't know, I still have to, I'm still workshopping a title. But I will be back when those are ready. Alright, I am back, and I just happened to notice that the visual on the table here has changed. It looks like something has sprouted. Excellent. Looks like both of them managed to sprout. So let's take a look. We have sprouted green apple, quality 18, which that was originally 10. And a sprouted poppy cap, quality 23. That was also originally 10. So as you can see, there is some variation here. Since both were quality 10, I used exactly the same quality ingredients for both, as well as, on the same table, yet they still ended up different qualities. So it's that, like, natural variation that'll get you in the end. All right, let's pick both of these up. And let's get the apple tree planted first. So I'm going to come right on over by where our olive tree is, which is just a little quality 10 olive tree, so it was probably here naturally, but it looks like a good place to start a little, like, produce tree farm. Whatever those are, fruiting trees. There we go. All right, so that is our apple. So we right-click, we click Plant Tree, and then it gives us a little visual of the tree. And I'm going to put it in such a way, let's see. That is where that is, so we'll just kind of do, well, I'm going to leave one space between. And bam, just like that. And there we go, planting for the future. You pad the sapling gently with the moist of the soil and can, for a brief flash of an instant, see the entire future of this plant. Yeah. All right, so it gives a whole little thing. And now it's just this tiny little sapling here. And if you hit the, whatever this is, the examine thing, you can mouse over it and be like, oh, look, it's a green apple tree. And I click on it, and it'll say 0% grown because I just planted it. And the system menu will show, hey, it's quality 18 is 0% grown. All right, so that is that. And basically, the poppy cap is going to work the same way, except that the poppy cap needs to be planted on a mine tile. So we'll head down into the mine. I've worked to clear a bit off in the mines. I've also gotten a little bit of more of the palisade done. Like, I finished that corner, and I've started in on that gate, but I've got to finish that gate and finish that gate, and then we are as safe as we're getting. All right, so I've decided I'm going to put the poppy cap over here, kind of near this support. So once again, I'm going to give it just a little bit of space, and I could plant it right next to it. There is absolutely nothing stopping that. I'm going to, however, give it one space, because I like being able to walk around things. And there we go. We have a teeny tiny little poppy cap. And exactly the same situation here. 0% grown, 23 quality. There we go. All right. Those are going to take several days to grow. But once grown, they will, of course, produce seeds and such that are their quality, which means I can then put them in the tree planter's pot again, grow new ones that'll most likely be even higher quality, and that's how you just kind of cycle the quality up. And of course, on trees, if I were to, do like some of the trees that I cut down instead of ones I'm just planning on keeping for fruit, that's how you get higher quality wood to make a higher quality table, and to make higher quality compost bins, so that you can get the higher quality trees again, and it's just spirals on up. It also is how you get higher quality fuel for cooking the tree planters pots, so you get those to go up as well. So it's just this whole big spiraling thing. It does all scale off of your farming skill, so you do need to keep that going up, but there is theoretically no cap on the farming skill. So you can go that up, and I think it's Dex is the other thing that most of the stuff go off of. So you just keep those two stats going up, and you can pretty much get your quality. And anything that uses fuel, like metal, to smelt, or or that uses wood directly, all of those qualities rise. So basically, that is your primary method of getting your quality of just about everything to go up. Even our cheese over here. Because as you recall, these cheese trays are made with wood. So your higher quality wood makes your higher quality cheese trays. It drags the quality of the cheese up too. So, what did we do today? Well, mostly we were focused on our trees, our rust root to try to find our ore, and a little bit of cheese there. So, we've gotten a decent amount done, and I will probably finish up this palisade in between and start doing that mine on the next level down over here to try and get more stuff going. I don't like the looks of those things at the moment, so I'm just going to go back up. But that is going to do it for this episode. So, until next time, have a good one.